Bursa Malaysia Derivatives Berhad is a wholly owned subsidiary of Bursa Malaysia Berhad. At Bursa Malaysia Derivatives, we provide a wide range of derivatives products tradable globally via the CME Globex trading platform. Among our equity and financial derivatives, we offer the FKLI, which enables traders to gain leveraged exposure to the local equity market. Of all our products, we are best known globally for our crude palm oil futures. Our FCPO has maintained its position as the global price benchmark and reference point for the international oil and fats industry for over 40 years. As pioneers of palm oil futures and options in Malaysia's earliest commodities exchange platforms, we have for decades developed an in-depth understanding of the value of our palm complex offerings in every respect. Every detail along the supply chain, from cultivation to trading to hedging, no one knows the palm complex like we do. This is where Bursa Malaysia Derivatives offers unparalleled expertise. Our comprehensive array of products, partnerships and platforms connect Bursa Malaysia Derivatives to traders and investors all over the world. Find out more by contacting one of our licensed futures brokers or visit www.bursamalaysia.com.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi and good evening to ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sunshine Forum for today. First of all, I would like to thank all of the audience in front of me and thank you very much for attending the forum for today. So today our issue is derivative in Malaysia. First of all, let me introduce to all of you our panel for today because most of them have a lot of knowledge and also experience about this topic that we will discuss. First is our special invited CEO of Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, Mr. FAKRUL. Next, Ms. WARDAH, Financial Manager of Maju Berkat Holding. Panel number 3, Ms. AQILAH, Consultant Finance Administrator of Finance. And the last panel is an experienced lecturer at University of Cambridge, Professor ZULAIKHA. Welcome to our forum for today. I hope all of you are being in health. So as we know, the derivative is a financial product and derivatives are listed at the Bursa Malaysia Derivative Berhad in Malaysia Stock Exchange. In Malaysia, there are only 3 types derivative available throughout Bursa Malaysia Derivative, which is community derivative, equity derivative and financial derivative. Since we have watched the earlier video before, so let's get started the discussion. If you have any question about derivative, there are application or the regulatory framework in Malaysia, feel free to ask, and if you have any personal experience of insight to share, we would love to hear that. Okay, for further detail about this topic, I would like to seek an information from the first panel next to me, Mr. FAKRUL. So without wasting our time, can you tell us, explain in details about the overview of derivative in Malaysia?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good evening. First of all, thank you to the moderator, Mrs. Muhammad SHAHMIE. Okay, first of all, before we proceed to the derivative market in Malaysia, what is derivative? Derivative are financial instrument used to manage one's exposure to today volatile markets. A derivative product value depends on is derived from an underlying instrument such as commodities, interest rates, indices or stock. So in other words, a derivative is a financial contract with a value linked to the expected future price movement of an underlying asset it is linked. So in Malaysia, the derivative market has been around for more than 4 decades, involving from the floor trading to automation and now electronic access. And it also shown a consistent growth in trade volume. It reached a high point of 19 million Malaysian ringgit in 2022. So, the Bursa Malaysia derivative market offers 3 derivative. First, commodity derivative, equity derivative, and financial derivative. So actually, Bursa Malaysia Derivative Berhad also subsidiary of Bursa Malaysia Berhad and established in 1993. The derivative market in Malaysia has a rich history and play a vital role the country financial system. It offers a diverse range of derivative product and service, and its success is closely linked to the participation of domestic institution. So I think that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Fakrul. From what Mr. Fakrul said, now we know the derivatives market in Malaysia. So my next question to Ms. Wardah, can you explain more about the commodity derivative?
Sure, of course, moderator, thank you. So, commodity derivative are financial instrument whose value is derived from the price of an underlying commodity, such as crude palm oil, gold, wheat, or coffee. They allow investor to speculate on the future price of the commodity without taking physical delivery of the underlying asset. And this can be useful for hedging against price fluctuations or for speculating on price movement. And there are 3 main types of commodity derivative, which are future contracts, option contract, and the last one is swaps. So for your extra knowledge, commodity derivative are traded on exchange such as the Bursa Malaysia Derivative Exchange (BMD), and the BMD is the leading derivative exchange in Southeast Asia and offers a wide range of commodity derivative contracts, including contract on gold, crude oil, palm oil, and rubber.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Wardah, for the detailed explanation before. Now my question to Ms. AQILAH, what about the equity derivative?
So, the Malaysian derivative market for equity derivative refers to the financial market in Malaysia, where derivative instruments are traded based on equity of stock. Equity derivative are financial contract whose value is derived from an underlying stock or equity index. So, in Malaysia, the main platform for trading equity derivative is Bursa Malaysia Derivative, but we call it BMD. So, BMD operates as a subsidiary of Bursa Malaysia, which is the country stock exchange. BMD offers a range of equity products for investors and traders to participate to the Malaysian equity market.
Thank you, Ms. Alia. So my next question to Professor Aida, what should we know about the financial derivative and the type of financial derivative? Can you explain it?
Hello, Assalamualaikum. So for the definition of financial derivatives can be defined as the financial instruments that are linked to a specific financial instruments or indicator or commodity, and through which specific financial risk can be traded in financial market in their own right. Moreover, financial derivatives enables parties to trade specific financial risks such as interest rate risk, currency, equity and commodity, price risk and credit risk, and etc. to other entities who are more willing or better suited to take or manage these risks typically, but not always, without trading in a primary asset or commodity. Furthermore, Financial derivatives contracts are usually stated by net payment of cash. So for the type of financial derivatives, there are 4 types of it. The first one is the futures, the second one is an option, the third one is forward, and the last one is swaps. That's all from me.
Thank you, Professor Aida. Now we go back to our first panel, which is Mr. FAKRUL. Anything you want to add about the derivative? Is good or bad?
Okay, thank you again to the moderator, Mr. SHAHMIE. So the question is good or bad for the derivative market. So it's mean pro and cons. Okay, derivative have both advantage and disadvantage. One of the main advantage of derivative is that they can be used to reduce exposure to risk and improve market effectiveness. Derivative can be used to hedge against risk such as commodities or currency exposure. For example, a company that want to protect itself from fluctuations in the price of a commodity can use a futures contract to lock in a price for the commodity at a later date. Okay, net advantage of the derivative is derivative also can be used to leverage positions, allowing traders to amplify their returns using borrowed money. Okay, this means that the investor can control larger position with a relatively smaller amount of capital. Okay, however, the derivative market also have some drawbacks. One of the main disadvantage of derivative is that they can be difficult to value because they are based on the price of another asset. Okay, derivative also be complex and difficult to understand, which can lead to counterparty risk and systematic risk. Okay, additionally, derivative can be vulnerable to supply and demand, and they can be subject to high volatility and significant risk. So derivative can be a useful tool for managing risk, gathering return, and hedging against unfavorable movement in rates. However, they can also be complex and difficult to value, and they can be subject to significant risk and volatility. It is important to careful to consider the advantage and disadvantage of derivative before invest in this investment. Okay, I think that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. FAKRUL, for the explanation. And next question for Miss WARDAH. Before this, you give one example of the product commodity derivative, which crude palm oil futures. And can you give me another one example product of commodity derivative?
Yes, you're right. So it have another example, which is gold commodity derivative. For gold futures contract, it has COMEX gold futures, which is GC. This is the most popular gold futures contract traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange CME, and each contract represents 100 troy ounces of gold and is settled financially with no obligation for physical delivery. Next is Bursa Malaysia Gold Futures, which is FGLD. This is a smaller gold futures contract traded on the Bursa Malaysia Derivative Exchange and denominated in Ringgit Malaysia and representing 100 grams of gold. And here are some of these examples might be used in this practice, which is the first example is hedging. A jewelry can buy a gold futures contract to lock in the price of gold and then need to purchase for their product, protecting them from future price increases. And then the second one is speculation. An investor who believes the price of gold will rise can buy a gold call option to potentially profit from the price increase. Then the last one is diversification. An investor can add a gold ETF to their portfolio to gain exposure to the gold market without needing to purchase physical gold. So for other gold derivative, what I have explained before this, which is gold ETF, exchange traded fund. These are investment vehicles that track the price of gold by holding physical gold bullion. For example, include SPDR Gold Share, GLD, and iShares Gold Trust IAU. And the second one is gold swaps, SWAPS. These are private contracts between two parties to exchange cash flows based on the price of gold, and this can be used for hedging purpose or for speculation.
Thank you to Miss Wardah for the detailed explanation. Now my question to Miss ALIYA, what about the product if equity derivative and what the opportunities, also the benefit equity derivative to investor?
Thank you for our moderator. Now we will go to the Malaysian derivative market for equity derivative has the following silence characteristic and products. The first one you must know is single stock futures. We call it SSF. Single stock futures are contracts that allow investors to buy or sell a specific numbers of shares of single company at a predetermined price and future date. They only offer SSF contract in various Malaysian listed company. So, we go to the second point, which are index futures. BMD provides index future contract based on the FTSE Bursa Malaysia KLCI, which is Kuala Lumpur Company Index, which represented the performance of Malaysian stock market. Investors can use index futures to speculate on the overall market movement or hedge their portfolio. So, the third one is options. BMD also offers equity options on individual stocks. Option provided this right but not the obligation to buy a sales specific quantity of shares at a predetermined price within specific period. Equity option in Malaysia are European style option which can be exercised only at experience. So, we go to the next point, which is a trading mechanism. The trading of equity derivative on BMD follows an electronic trading platform known as Bursa Trade Securities, which is BTS. Market participants can place their orders slice listed for a brokerage firm that are member of Bursa Malaysia. The last option, which is risk management. BMD has implemented a risk management manager to ensure the stability and safety of the market. This includes margin requirement, position limit, and daily price to manage potential risk associated with equity derivatives trading. Then, I will go through the opportunities equity derivative. The opportunities is traders can use equity derivative to speculate on the price movements of the underlying asset, such as a trader who believes the stock will increase in value. Compared to the underlying asset market, derivative require lower investment, making them more accessible to a broader range of participants. Lastly, I will explain about benefit of equity derivative. The first benefit is risk management. Derivatives like options and futures can be used to hedge against potential loss in investors' main portfolio. For instance, holding a put option on stock portfolio provides downside protection if the market dips. Next is the leverage and profit potential. Options contract like put options allow investors to profit even if the market falls, which is impossible with simple stock ownership. So, the conclusion here, the Malaysian are the derivative market for equity derivative offers diverse range of products that cater to various investors' objectives. It presents opportunity for portfolio diversification, risk management, and speculative trading. Investors should exercise caution and seek professional advice to make informed decisions and effectively manage the risk associated with trading equity derivative. However, investors and traders can participate in the Malaysian derivative market for equity derivative to gain exposure to Malaysian stock, hedge their portfolio risk, or engage in speculative trading strategies. It is important to understand the risk involved and have a good understanding of derivative products before engaging in trading activities. Seeking advice for qualified professional or brokers is recommended to make informed investment decision. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Aliyah, for the explanation. And my last question to Professor Aida. Can you explain in more details about the product that is available in Bursa Malaysia derivative and what are the benefits of financial derivative?
Thank you, moderator. So I will explain more about financial derivatives. So about the financial derivatives product that is available on Bursa Malaysia derivatives, there are 3 products, which is the first one is 3-month Kuala Lumpur interbank offer with future. The second one is 3 years Malaysia government securities future, and the last one is 5-year Malaysia government securities future. That's all the product. So there are 3 benefits of financial derivatives that I want to highlight here. The first one is hedge risk. Derivatives help investors in manage their risk levels by allowing them to hedge against potential losses. By using derivatives, investors can reduce their exposure to certain risks such as currency or interest rate rotations. The second benefit is low expenses. Since derivatives trading is primarily timed to reduce risk, the charges are lower compared the share or debentures. The last one is transfer risk. Unlike stock operations, derivatives trading allow you to transfer the risk to a stakeholder involved in the process. Therefore, your risk reduced considerably. So that's all for the benefit of financial derivatives.
Thank you, Professor Aida. Now we know that about the detail of all about derivative in Malaysia. Finally, we have to come to the end of our forum tonight, which we have shared a lot of knowledge that we don't even know before. And for the last word from me, I would like to thank again to all audience and also to our panelists. A billion thank you I dedicate to everyone for sharing up this forum tonight. It is incredible to see our forum community coming together to learn and share knowledge. And so, continuous is a learning and learning is a key. Thank you for your attention, and that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.